Hello, my name is Chelsea Lamptey and I'm a fourth year biology major, and this semester I was a project focused student. So going into project focus, I wasn't really sure what I was getting myself into. All I knew when I read the description of the course was that I would be helping a teacher in teaching science related topics and I would be working with children. That's all I knew. And so going into it, I was like, oh, I think this is something I can do. I'm a science major. I've been doing this for a while, and I love working with kids. So I thought it would be a perfect fit for me, even though all I wanted out of it at the beginning was just the experiential learning, like credit. And so going into it, I had a lot of questions. I wasn't really sure exactly what was expected of me. I wasn't sure who I'd be placed with, how it would work. I just had a bunch of questions, and after I went to class, everything was made clear. And so after a couple of weeks, I was placed with a sixth grade science teacher, and I went in to observe on my first day and see what areas I could help my teacher with. And so after observing for about 2 days, my main focus was on how I can make these students' learning experience better, how I can help the teacher be less stressed, how I can help her achieve more in a class period. That was what I was focused on. And so about the third time I went into the classroom was when she really threw me into it. She was just like, walk around, talk to the students, answer any questions. If I'm not able to, just feel at home and you're gonna have a great time working with these students. So I was like, okay. So I was honestly really, really nervous. I was mainly worried about if the students would like me. Honestly, I was worried about if I could make as big of an impact, and I was worried about my ability to teach these students. And so after working with these students, I realized really early on that although I had my fears and my capability to teach these students, it was immediately went away as I started working with them, because I realized that they were really forgiving. And I was really honest with them. When they would ask me questions, I'd be like, honestly, I don't know, but let's look it up, let's figure it out. So I worked with them one-on-one with their questions, and I think they really respected the fact that I told them up front, like, I don't know this, let's figure it out together. And it helped facilitate my relationships with each and every one of them, because they were put at ease in the fact that we were kind of in the same boat. Because although I had learned these topics before when I was their age, when I was in the sixth grade, I had forgot them and I needed a refresher to effectively teach them. And so we were kind of working together in that way, and it got to the point where they felt more comfortable asking me questions, and they would even personally ask for me to help them. And that made me feel really good. I had no idea that it would get to that point where they'd want to work with me, like, specifically. And it made me feel really good that I was able to do something like that, because I had doubts that I could do any of it, that I could help them, that I could build a relationship with them, and it just felt really good. So I also realized that the students appreciated my presence just as much as my teacher did. I realized it is really hard running a classroom with 25 to 28 students, and it's hard to engage them all in discussion, have them all actively participating, and to work with them one-on-one. It's almost impossible. You can't work one-on-one with these students in a classroom that big. So I realized that was something that I was there for. I had the liberty to work with them one-on-one, to go around, to make sure they were on task, to do all of that, because I had the freedom to do that. I was a helper. And so I realized my role in the classroom really early on, and I had a great time working with them. And even though it got cut short, I would definitely do it again. And I recommend that anyone who likes working with children, anyone who loves the volunteering aspect, the service aspect, anyone who wants to be a teacher even, can do it. You don't have to be a science major. You don't have to know like all the topics, like every single concept. But as long as you're willing to work with the teacher and the students and you have an open mind, then you'll be set. So I definitely recommend anyone to do this, and I had a great time. So thank you for watching, and I hope you choose Project Focus.